Well, we got some more Heroes Land Grimloot for you. If you've been following the channel so far, you know that we've been kind of talking about these weapons a little bit. And I figure this is a good opportunity to talk about some of these weapons you're going to be seeing right at the beginning and how these actually are pretty decent, and I'm still seeing players use these in the later game. Now, just to let you know, I don't have all of these weapons unlocked, but I do have a good portion of them here, and we've got a good amount of stats on these. And as the game goes and progresses, they keep on adding more gear, more weapons. So if I go over the weapons tab here, you can see these are all the ones that I have, the ones that I don't have, and there's a lot of them in there that are still reading blank. I haven't been playing this account too much lately, but just know that even though you get some good weapons now, there's going to be newer ones that'll probably be a little bit stronger. But the first one I really like is going to be this Storm Strike. I think this is great for a single target weapon. And one of the things that you can do is you can actually go and modify this, get it to the point where it's going to have a spread on it and kind of launches out in a little bit of a spread direction. I wouldn't recommend going and getting that one. That's going to be the one that you see here is at the letter A, skill shoots 30 enhanced arrows with increased shoot rate and spread. Stay away from it, not going to do you any good. But the other two, both the basic attack is a 30% chance to stun the target. That's one I like. And then passive effect maxes at 30 stacks. That's another good one to go for too. And if you didn't know, that passive is going to be a plus 1% for every hit. So figure you go and you hit 30 times, you're getting an additional 30% attack. But when going in and enhancing this weapon will cap out on level 3. One of the things we can do is reforge on it. This is something that I really don't do because I don't have a lot of those hammers. You see, I only have 12 of them. I can go and reforge all 3 of these skills, and here's the probabilities of what you can get right here on for it. Figure lower the probability, the better chances that that's going to be an OP skill to put on this. Still, I wouldn't worry about this right now, but just know late game you can switch some of these things around if you do start stocking up on these hammers. Now, as far as that modification, I would try to just land yourself on either a B or a Y. I wouldn't really worry too much about these rainbow colors. It was probably about 2 weeks of playing before I had plenty of these things where I could just go and re-roll these and then finally land on one of these rainbows. It was pretty easy to get at that point, but at first it's going to be incredibly tough to get these. So just try to hit a B, hit a Y, don't really worry too much about your color and stick with that until you get some more of this currency. But because this is maxed out at level 3, we won't have the Ascend tab on us. This will go and take that, let's say, rainbow skill and kind of amplify it, make it a little bit stronger. As far as getting copies of this, the Dragon Raid ticket, that's going to be one of your big spots to go and get it. And then the other spot too, you would think that the Dragon inside Lava Valley would actually drop it, but now it's actually going to be the Show Manu here will have the drops for it. Not a lot of other places to get it besides that. You might get lucky and find one inside the Crucible from opening up a chest, but this can be pretty tough, but only needing to get to, say, level 3, it won't be too bad for you. But the other one I really like is the Ghost Shadow. This is going to be that spinning poison blade there that actually has a skill in there where you could suck the enemy in. That's kind of a nice one too. But the spots where you can actually go and get this, number 1, same spot as we saw the last one there, inside that Dragon Lair Raid, that will actually go and drop from there. And inside the Dragon Valley, that'll actually drop from this Namtar here. Not a difficult one to beat at all, but that's going to be the other good spot to get it too. This also slows the enemy down and will damage them over time. And then the other thing too is that this will be another one that is going to cap out at level 3. Once again, with the reforging on this, don't worry about it too much, but just to know, those are the big ones: poison damage up, crit damage up, attack up on it. But as far as the modify, these ones are all kind of nice in my opinion, at least at the rainbow. Skill powerfully pulls nearby targets in, skill duration plus 2%, skill AoE plus 30%, and casting range. I do like the casting range on it, but if I probably had the choice, I probably would go and get that one for pulling them in. And same thing with the Storm Strike. We can't actually ascend this one because it's not able to go past that level 3. Now the next one is going to be incredibly strong. This is going to be Nurgle's Thresher. You probably see a lot of players using this, going, how are they getting this phantom thing attacking behind them? That's coming from this thing right here, and this is a great kind of close attack weapon on, or a melee I should say. So if you don't have the special skill activated, you do need to get a little bit closer than those last 2 we just talked about. Although this one can be a little tough to get, the fact that it's, like the name says, it's going to come from Nurgle there, and just to let you know, as you get further in the game, if you are sitting on multiple of those tickets, you can actually go and just play a single raid and use like 4 tickets at a time. So it kind of speeds it up a little bit, and if you get lucky, land one of these things, you'll get some nice dupes of it. But even if you are having a hard time getting this, even just having 1 copy of this is still pretty strong of a piece of gear to have. So try to slot this thing on. Usually when I'm running around, these are the 3 weapons I'm using a majority of the time, unless I need to switch it up going up against a certain boss or even something like PvP. But even though the upgrade on this is maxed out at level 3, this one we can actually go and ascend, and that ascend is pretty much going to be taking those modified stats on it and then going and increasing that even more. So you can see the ascend details on this would pretty much make the attack, the physical damage, and attack percentage up even more, and then the phantom attack speed too. So there's going to be a nice boost to have on this. Before you went and use these ascent stones on anything else, this would be something I definitely come over here and pump it into this once you go and get one of those rainbow modify stats on. And when you do have enough of them too, this would probably also be the weapon I'd come over to and use the Reforge on to at least try to get some of these better skills out of it. Now, one that I didn't really use a lot, but I see a lot of other players use it, it's going to be the Weaver. That's going to be the one that launches out that spider web. Now, even if you're not using one of these, you might want to have this slotted in the fact that people that don't have it get hit with that web are going to have a 35% speed reduction to them. This one is going to be a red dot, so no going past level 3 on this. The Reforge on this one looks like we have some poison damage, attack, and crit up. And then the actual modify tab on this, skill stores up to 3 attempts and duration, 15% chance to immobilize enemies with the skill range for 0.5 seconds, and basic attacks regain 5 stamina that you drain from the enemy. And like I said, I didn't play this one enough to even really tell you which one of these 3 are the best, but just know it's gonna max out at 3. There's not gonna be anything like an ascend on it there like we just saw with that Nurgle thresher. Now, it doesn't show a lot of different drop areas for this. I mean, really, it's only showing the Bee King, which you can find inside Bravetown. This one doesn't pop up a lot. I'd probably say where the 4 main ones pop up pretty religiously, this will pop up like a medium amount of time. But either way, given it in Bravetown, when we do have that whole area gets rainy, you got to kill 1,000 enemies. When it comes to going and having those special chests pop up where you run around in a circle and collect them for a minute, this is one of those things that this seems to drop in there pretty nice. And I really didn't have any issues getting this, and the fact that I didn't even fight the Bee King a lot. So know that this is pretty accessible to get, even though they don't show it as being. So if this is something you want to go for, give it a try, see if it's something that you like. But the last one I'd probably say you want to have in your arsenal is going to be the Anunnaki's Grasp here. This is the one where you're going to have the fireballs spinning around you. And this is going to be an R1 you can find inside the Lava Valley a whole bunch. I believe we can get this both from the Dragon Raid, and then the other one is going to be, where is it here? The Eternal Lava. This will be the one that's down the bottom right inside the Dragon Valley. This seems to pop up a lot though. I think the probability of getting this, even though we can't see them, that this is a little bit greater than the other weapons we've talked about. It took me a little bit to figure it out with this, but going and having this button activate on it and then just dragging your finger down will bring those orbs closer towards you, and then pushing it up away from you will spread those things out. So you can change the range on it there. One of the nice things is with the actual skill or the modify on this, there is one where we can actually get an additional one of those orbs, so Spirit +1 for the B one. I had the Scorch Inferno, chance increased 30% and deal 150% attack damage. Really, this was just whenever I landed the first one on these, that's what I was kind of going for. But if I had a choice, I'd probably go for that B stat on it of having that extra spirit in there. I haven't seen the A skill on it of them spinning in reverse with additional speed, but one of the things I really like about this is you can be on your mount running around and this skill will still stay activated. So kind of way to move fast, still get some hits in without actually getting your animations out there. This one you can actually take to level 3 and ascend it, but I wouldn't really worry too much about this. This is more just kind of slap on when you're running around, and if you want to kind of farm and not pay attention to the game, then this might be an easy way to do so. But starting off, these would be the 5 that I would go for. As far as upgrading, I would decide real fast if you're going to go for this Ghost Shadow or go for the Weaver. Try to focus on getting one of those up to level 3 before you start wasting the dust on the R1. You don't want to split it out, just go full tilt on one, and then if you have anything left over, you can start on the R, but try to decide which one you like. Like I said though, I'm more of a fan here of going for the Ghost Shadow than I am for the Weaver. But if you're still new in this game, want to know what you should be doing on day 1, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.